Throughout the Diocese of Cleveland, each parish is asked this Sunday to have their in-pew Catholic Charities campaign. And Bishop Nelson Perez, the bishop of our diocese, has a message for all of us to hear. Because of the configuration of our church, it's very difficult to show a video where all could see it. So this is just the audio version. So I ask that you give your attention to the bishop as he delivers this message to our diocese this morning.
What does it mean to walk in faith and give in joy? For Catholics, walking in faith is to continue the work of Christ on earth, to rely on God as he guides our steps in our journey with others, and to show mercy to our brothers and sisters in need, no matter their background or circumstances. And giving in joy comes from a heart of gratitude that stems from our relationship with Christ. Today, I ask you to join me as a church on mission in supporting the 2019 Catholic Charities Annual Appeal. Your support will transform lives and communities. The mission of Catholic Charities is rooted in the gospel. It was Jesus who showed us how to be merciful, charitable, caring, and loving. This year's Catholic Charities Annual Appeal presents us with the opportunity to act as missionary disciples, to be a church that is proactive, involved, fruitful, and joyful. Through Catholic Charities, we serve Deirdre, who loves her job as a dietitian and cashier at a local hospital. Life was not always easy. At one time, Deirdre was homeless and addicted to drugs. She entered a recovery program at Matt Talbot for women, where she learned how to fight her addiction and also learned about Catholic Charities' employment and training program. Deirdre credits Catholic Charities with helping her gain confidence to find a job and stability in her life. Your support of the 2019 Catholic Charities Annual Appeal brings dignity to people's lives like Deirdre. Thank God for Catholic Charities' employment and training program at St. Philip Neri Family Center for their outreach and the transforming power of their compassion. Please join me in solidarity with all people in need by giving generously to the 2019 Annual Appeal. Help more people like Deirdre to experience a life of fulfillment because of your generosity. Please prayerfully consider your gift to the 2019 Catholic Charities Annual Appeal. Catholic Charities meets the needs of people regardless of their race, religion, or background. They treat each person as if they were serving Christ himself. It is your sacrificial gift to Catholic Charities that helps people move from despair to hope. Your generosity will change lives. Thank you for your kind attention, and may God bless you in your generosity to the people served by Catholic Charities. I will now turn it over to your pastor, who will lead you in making your faithful pledge.
First, I want to personally thank all of you for your past support to Catholic Charities. We know how important the work of Catholic Charities is for each area and region of the diocese. Catholic Charities in Northeastern Ohio is one of the oldest and largest Catholic Charities networks in the United States, serving more than 410,000 people through 150 different services in 60 locations in the 8 counties of our diocese. For more than 100 years, Catholic Charities has provided help and created hope for those who are most vulnerable and most in need. When Father Dan Fickus ended his assignment here at St.Joseph and headed to the hospital of St. John West Shore as its chaplain, I was unaware that it is Catholic Charities that provides the dollars for the chaplaincy effort at this Catholic nearby hospital. I know that oftentimes we may not really consider all the different ways that Catholic Charities really helps people. I know many of us here at St. Joseph Parish have relatives or friends that have been at St. John West Shore Hospital, and really how dedicated Father Dan is to his ministry there of pastoral care and bringing the sacraments of the church to those who are sick and suffering or may be dying. And as I said, I was surprised that it is the Catholic Charities appeal that provides the support for his salary. I think that probably many of us don't even know that the structure of organizing CYO for the Diocese of Cleveland is paid for through the generosity of Catholic Charities. While many parishes have local CYOs, the organization of the certification and concussion training, the organization of all the games and where everyone is playing is all provided for by Catholic Charities. I think that most of us are aware that St. Elizabeth Center, which is the homeless and family center in the city of Lorraine, is an important part of our outreach ministry. Parishioners here at St. Joseph Parish and at Holy Spirit provide meals for those guests at St. Elizabeth Center throughout the month. It does provide job services for people. St. Elizabeth Center organizes all the intake of the homeless in the whole county of Lorraine. The Haven House, which is a shelter for women and children, is just a few short blocks away from St. Elizabeth Center. And all people kind of move through this Catholic Charities system in order to find the housing that they need. One of the men that was at the shelter for several months came up to me in the food line and asked if our parish through St. Vincent de Paul could help furnish his new apartment. He finally was able to have a steady job, a steady income, which provided him with the opportunity for a small apartment in the city of Lorraine. And I was able to connect our parish St. Vincent de Paul Society with him, which provided him some very simple furniture for his apartment. It really makes a difference and touched people's lives. Again, at the shelter, where I go a few times a month to serve some meals, there was a gentleman that came up to me and asked if I was Ron Wersch from Avon Lake. I said that I was, and he was a high school classmate of mine, graduating a year behind me. He was a registered nurse, developed epilepsy, so he was treating a patient and had a seizure. He could no longer be a nurse until that was under control, and he had to wait a whole year. Because he lost his job, he lost his home, and was homeless for a time. And over a few weeks, he shared that story with me and the hope that Catholic Charities brought to him. Sometimes people are just one paycheck away from needing the assistance that our charity provides. There are some things that our parish, as generous as we are and as large as we are, still needs the support of others in the diocese to make a facility like St. Elizabeth Center work. Catholic Charities touches people right here in our own neighborhoods, right here in our parish. Every time one visits St. John West Shore Hospital, you're being touched by the work of Catholic Charities. At the ends of your pews are these Catholic Charities envelopes, and in a little bag, or maybe not, there's these little pencils. We're asked always just to kind of go through this with you, to take some time. Catholic Charities relies on the in-pew process to just be in connection with its donors, especially people perhaps that are new donors moving into the Diocese of Cleveland for the first time, or changing parishes, or merging into adulthood, that you've never contributed to Catholic Charities. So under the flap is a little form. So please start by just putting in your name and your spouse's name on the top there. The second and third line, please print your complete street address, including any apartment number and city, state, and zip code, and indicate if this is a new address for you. Next, please print your cell phone number or your home number and your email. Now, if you could print your parish name. This is happening throughout the diocese, so if you're a visitor, you're from one of our surrounding parishes here, just write the name of your parish on that. They all just go to a central processing center. There are 3 St. Joseph parishes on the west side of Cleveland, so there's no confusion. Please put the city of Avon Lake there so we're not confused with St. Joseph in Amherst or in Strongsville. If you have already given by mail, please check the box. Also, if you do not wish to give, please check that box. If you have not already pledged by mail, please go to the right side of the envelope, keeping in mind that you can make 10 monthly payments. Please check the amount of your pledge. In the event that you wish to contribute an amount other than one indicated, please check the other box and indicate the full amount of your pledge on the blank line. Remember, there's no need to provide a down payment today unless you wish to do so. You will receive monthly reminder statements until your pledge is paid in full. Now, please look at the boxes under your pledge amount and write in the total amount pledged. In the event that you are making a payment today, write the amount enclosed in the next box. If you would like to use your credit card today, please go to the section at the bottom left of the pledge form and indicate if you are making a single payment today or if you want to have Catholic Charities automatically charge you 10 equal installments over 10 months. Complete the additional credit card information, being sure to include the expiration date of your card and the 3-digit security code and your signature. The theme of the 2019 Catholic Charities Appeal is Walk in Faith and Give in Joy. And it certainly models so much of what Pope Francis teaches us about how we are to be joy-filled disciples of the Lord, spreading the message of Christ's salvation near and far. So if you'd like to tear this sheet off and put it inside the envelope and seal it up, I'm going to invite our ushers to please come forward and to collect these envelopes separate from our contribution envelopes. So if they would come forward. On behalf of Bishop Perez and myself, but most especially on behalf of the people served by Catholic Charities, those who will benefit from your contributions, I thank you for your gift to Catholic Charities annual appeal. And as always, may God continue to pour out his blessings upon you.